In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I am Nick.
I'm Chris.
And isn't it nice when you can start a show without any nonsense?
Yes.
I don't know how
you wouldn't know how that is.
Isn't it just magical where you can say, let's go, and nobody dicks about? Or
There's very little
funny.
context to what you're saying at the moment.
Yeah, because
unless you've left in the previous 30 seconds.
Because in post, I will have fixed all the nonsense that just went before.
Do you always fix all the nonsense?
I try.
Oh.
I try.
That's
a lot of work.
It's about a 9-minute podcast.
If that.
The abridged version without all the bullshit.
If you'd like the nonsense version, you'll have to subscribe.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Paywall. Paywall!
Anyway, hello and welcome to a show called Hate. I'd like to think at this point you're generally quite familiar with what we do here.
This could be their jumping on point.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. No, every episode is the first episode.
That's how you got to act. Yeah.
If
Anyway.
you're jumping on episode 18, when all the other episodes are live already, just go away.
Is it episode 18?
Episode 18.
I mean, you say
1-8.
Double figures.
I mean, I should know that because I publish them, but like when you say it out loud, I'm like, good God.
20 if you include the paid for episodes.
Indeed, yeah.
Which we don't.
Okay, so 18.
Okay, 18, yeah. But yeah, it's quite impressive, isn't it?
It's good, isn't it? It's not bad.
Anyway, the gimmick, the shtick of this podcast is that every week we three come to the show
Oh, yes, that's
with
right.
a topic of love and a topic of hate
Oh, no.
for discussion. Yeah, do your homework. Yeah, and
I wish I'd prepared for this.
every week we decide whether the hate or the love is worthy of the respective emotion, and then we come away a little wiser. Maybe we get a few laughs along the way. I don't really know, to be honest.
I'd like to think people might laugh at some bits of what we've done over the past 24 hours combined of podcast.
I mean, when you add it up,
Goodness.
you could have spent an entire day in our company.
That's slightly terrifying.
I suppose it is when you think about it. I'm actually fairly impressed. I don't want to blow our own trumpet, but yeah.
But I worry about anyone that would listen to me for that long.
Yeah.
Like, just banging on about nonsense.
I mean, of course, you have a significant other.
I know, I judge
Liz,
her
and
every day based on the amount of time she spends with me.
I mean, for her own sanity, I would hope that she phases some of it out.
I think that's probably true.
Yeah, you'd
now,
have to.
Yes.
I was gonna. I mean, obviously, I've a well prepared hate and a well prepared love.
Obviously.
For this. Obviously.
Oh,
I mean,
oh yes, me too. Wink. Oh no, don't say the wink bar.
Oh, that could have gone unnoticed.
Yeah.
You hadn't said it.
Never mind.
well, I mean, what I was going to say is that I feel any love I could have brought to the table has been obliterated by the immense pork I just ate.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that pork was.
I mean,
off
again,
the
out
chain.
of context, that sounds ridiculous.
I don't really know what you're referring to. I mean,
We went for a delightful pub dinner just before we were recording this.
I love Thai slow roasted pork shoulder. I hate slow service.
It was
there we
very...
are.
Well, you got yours all right.
Well,
I was fine,
I
yeah.
took the dog home while we were waiting
Yeah.
for our food.
And sure enough, the instant you left, it all arrived.
Well, there we are. What can you do? And someone ate my bread.
Yeah.
Not pointing fingers, Nick.
I think it was Alice.
Probably, yeah. But I mean, we got like a load of roti bread,
Yeah, roti.
Well, you did.
and I don't want to
He's
rub
not
it in,
bitter.
Rayman, but it was amazing.
Fuck off.
It's like not
Oh,
quite.
oh,
That was
Oh,
not,
no.
not a
Parental
child-friendly
guidance.
show.
Oh, no.
No. That's why I tick the explicit content box every time I upload an episode.
it's probably wise just to do that as a precaution.
Fuck yes.
Oh, that's
Now join
That's
in.
it. That's a shame.
Join us.
We draw the line. We draw the
Bum.
line at that word. I wouldn't say another.
Can't believe you said
another
bum.
swear word.
No,
a
no,
worse
no.
one than that.
It's like
no worse
if you're
ones.
PG-13,
Yeah.
don't you get one F word?
Is that right?
Because what were we
Isn't that a
watching?
thing?
the
They
other
say
day?
they say shit a lot in Marvel films.
They do actually.
these days, and that's a 12A or PG-13 for our American listeners.
Like I say, the comics I grew up on never swore. Never sworn.
Even the villains.
They say gosh a lot.
Yeah,
Golly.
but that doesn't fly in today's society.
No.
People have to be natural about these things, and I would say shit.
If something
sometimes.
big was cracking off, you'd probably at least say
If the
shit.
world was going to end, and all this stuff's going on,
Fungus!
It can be very funny.
you wouldn't go, "Oh my golly gosh!"
I feel we could do like a whole
Sugar.
kind of special episode about how funny swearing can be.
And how awesome
much
it
I
is.
love swearing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just really cool. Like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. Don't, you know,
We could do a swearing special.
The thing is, people say, "Oh, don't swear. You shouldn't swear. That's naughty." But it is very cool.
It
It
is,
is,
yeah,
and
it's-
it does make you big and clever.
Yeah.
and it
yeah.
will make your peers respect you.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think we should do a reverse censorship episode where we only censor the words that aren't swear words.
So it's another 9-minute podcast.
I suppose it's meant to have like
Fuck!
or one continuous tone. It'd
Son
be
of a
like
bitch.
it'd be like you can go into those live YouTube channels and it's like 24/7, freestyle lo-fi hip hop, and it's like just white noise or pink noise.
What the hell is pink noise?
I don't know, but like white noise is like that kind of.
Yeah.
Pink noise is meant to be more relaxing. Maybe it's like a slightly different tone or something.
Is it like listening to rain?
Maybe.
I do like the sound of rain.
Are we doing a podcast?
Oh yeah. You know,
Oh.
no. Yeah, I know. Every week with
We're
this
going
guy,
off. We're
it's-
going off on a tangent.
Every week with you, it's like format.
You've
yeah.
drilled format into me, John. If you'll pardon the pun.
This is your kind of like format Stockholm syndrome now, where you're starting to like. It's like I'm
Yeah.
holding
But I
you.
thought...
I'm holding you hostage. Well, who's got a hate? Let's start the hate train rolling.
I'll go with one. If
gasp.
you'll allow me.
Hit me.
I'll allow
Well, as regular listeners will know, and you two probably will know, based on seeing my dog earlier tonight.
it. Yeah.
I recently acquired a dog in a game of chance, the fastest ever built, and my hate Star Wars, and my hate.
I get that reference.
Yes, I understood that reference. My hate revolves around that to a certain extent, in that there are a lot of people out there with dogs who seem to fucking hate dogs. And just generally dogs coming up to them or being near them, or dogs daring to go and say hello to their dog. Things like that. They seem to just dislike other dogs.
How do you know this one?
Question: was this not your hate last week?
No!
I think it was.
Oh, I've got another one then. Was it really?
Well, yeah.
I think
you had a whole thing about you hated the fact that like, your dog would go up to say hello to someone. Everyone would be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?
When you're
Dogs,
out
get away
walking
from me!
them and
Don't like
stuff.
Did I
dogs."
do that the other
Yeah.
day? All right.
To be
I've got
honest,
another one.
I've been terrified of this happening. Like, I've
Honestly,
got a
I'm
hate that I
walking,
think
I'm walking around town all the time now thinking, I've probably already done that
I
one.
said that.
Can I just say,
I have got another one though.
we were patting ourselves on the back not 2 minutes hence about we've made it to 18 episodes. Now it's like we've
This
made
is
it to
it.
18 episodes.
We've
We are
run out.
repeating ourselves.
We're running out of hate.
The
I
bank is
have
empty.
got another one.
Okay, hit
Oh,
us.
oh,
I was
please.
weighing this up with another one.
Dazzle me,
I'll hit you.
Pearson.
I'll give you the hate, and then I'll make an example. I
Of yourself.
hate events and venues and things like that don't post up signs that don't make things abundantly clear.
Okay.
And I will give you an example.
Clarify.
Please do.
I went to the European Football Championships in
Oh,
France.
the EFC, I believe it's called.
The EFC in
Oh,
France,
I know it well.
Europe.
Europe? Oh.
2 years ago,
I'm
roughly.
glad we're separate of those
Yeah.
fuckers now.
2 years ago.
Roughly 2 years
So you're
ago.
still sore about it.
I'm still
even
sore
now,
about it,
yeah.
and you'll know why when I tell you.
Oh, gasp. Yeah.
I enjoy beer and the
I
effects.
knew it was going to be beer.
Yeah, and the effects that it has upon me and my personality and my
And
and
how-
my ability to remember things I said 2 weeks ago.
and how charming it makes you.
Yeah,
when you,
exactly.
yeah.
To everybody else. So we were in France. We were watching the Euros, and we were going to go to a game, or we did go to a game.
game of football.
Game of football.
Game of football.
Germany
yeah.
v Ukraine. Because as you know, John, I'm a very big Ukraine fan.
Yeah.
I know that there is an orange political movement in
What?
Ukraine.
What does that
one
mean?
Of the political parties, their colour is orange.
There we are. That's boring.
Factoid.
I mean, that's...
Boring what you just said.
Factoid.
Anyway, we went to this game having been drinking all day or on the piss.
So you were quite excited.
Sure, I was tired and emotional.
Yeah, from all that.
And we walked to the stadium from the centre of Lille, where we were.
Okay.
And then we got to the game and we were like, oh wow, awesome! Because at football, normally you can't drink in view of the pitch, so you're not allowed
Right.
to drink because football fans, as we all know, are scum.
Yeah.
But in France, we were allowed to do this.
So wait, just to clarify, that is a standard thing. If you can see the pitch,
You can't drink. Yeah, that's a rule. Football,
Interesting.
certainly in England, anyway.
Makes sense.
So in France, we were like, oh wow, this is awesome. We can drink a view of the pitch. So we were drinking throughout the game, yada yada. And I suddenly went to the people I was with. I feel more sober than when I arrived, which is weird because I've had 4 or 5 beers during this game. And it turns out the beer we were drinking was 0.5%.
Wow, that's like a shandy.
It's
like nothing.
less than a shandy.
I can't. Yeah, that's.
And there were no signs, and these were €5 pints.
Wow.
So
So you're paying full.
I'm paying full
beer
whack.
prices.
There was no sign telling me that these were particularly weak beers.
Was there another place to buy stronger beers?
No, not in the stadium. Not where we were.
It's
Is
not
this
like you-
how they get around the being able to drink inside the pitch? thing?
Obviously.
Oh,
So
God.
we sobered up during the game, despite drinking 5 beers.
You were probably really well hydrated. You had like 5 pints.
yeah,
of
I
water.
know, or lemonade at least.
It's,
basically.
my kidneys.
So
will
that
crash me.
that has led me to this hate that things need to be made abundantly clear, especially to drunk people.
Okay.
You weren't.
Which, well, I wasn't by the end. That's how I realised.
I'm trying to think of other situations where this seems very niche.
It is quite niche to my situation, and given the fact that I just had to make it up on the spot.
So, so what you're basically alluding to is when you are excited.
It's not necessarily that. It's generally speaking, if
General
I'm
signage.
at an event, I want things to be made clear to me. It's like if you go on the Underground in London, there are signs saying "Go here for this, go here for that," and that's actually quite a good system.
Yeah.
But if you go somewhere and it's not really, really, really clear,
You know, actually, I can think of an example of this because, like, people fundamentally are idiots. So,
Yes.
So unless you make things really, really clear, you're not even going to achieve what you want to achieve from your event. And Comic Con is a really bad example of this, particularly a good example, sorry, because they're bad at it.
Yeah.
Particularly the big London ones.
Oh yeah.
We always inhabit an area called Comics Village, which is where the sort of independent creators, the non-Marvels, the non-DC chaps get to get a table and sell their wares. But we'll talk to a lot of people at shows, and they'll say things like, I never knew that this section was here.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
I've been to like 10 of these shows, and I've never been to Comics Village before. And we're like, what?
Which is statistically maddening. Because
Yeah.
even if you walked around blindfolded, statistically, after 10 years, you would have hit the comic village.
I mean, the thing is that I've walked around a show kind of like as a punter on like our lunch breaks or whatever that we have, and it's like you can go everywhere in like an hour. So they should have got there. I don't know how they haven't got there. But this is the thing: people are fundamentally stupid. So unless it's signposted well enough, they won't go. And something that you think is inherently obvious, that isn't the case.
maybe my real hate is poor signposting because another one's just sprung into my mind.
Oh, here we go.
I was in Leeds
Leeds
once
in
once
Europe.
upon a time. Leeds in Europe, and we went to a museum. I think it was a war museum. I was with Holton.
The
It's
Great
probably a
Museum.
war museum.
Oh, that's probably the armory.
the
isn't it?
armories.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
the
Yeah.
armies. Yeah, we didn't know.
So there was a signpost pointing left, and it said "Go left here,"
Yeah.
and left happened to be across the road. And then we went across the road, and the signpost put us in literally the opposite direction. I'm not joking; these signs were about 10 yards apart,
This is a prank.
and it was just
And you went in
well,
a circle
that's
for 2
not
hours.
proper signpost.
No. I'm trying to think of...
It's idiocy.
At first I was like, you're just angry because you didn't get as drunk as you wanted
Well,
to
that's
get.
part of it. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely get behind the idea that like individually people are very smart, but as soon as any number of people, I think more than
In a
two
in a
people
group
are in
of
a room,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to find where you're going. You need lack of proper signposting. Perhaps is my hate.
And if there's a crowd,
That's
as
where
well.
I'm getting to.
I'm trying to think of when I was in year 7, we went on a school trip to France and we went to an aquarium.
Oh,
It's like this repressed memory suddenly coming out of me now. But I remember that
When you used to be a turtle.
I got separated
Oh, no.
from the class.
oh no.
And I was in France, and of course, I could only speak bonjour. Like, that's pretty much all I could do.
Maybe
Like,
less.
Yeah, maybe less. And I remember having gotten lost, separated, if you will, from my crew,
Oh yes.
from a class. And I was like,
your crew.
my boys, yeah. And I was like, oh God, like I was like 12, and I was like, oh God, where am I? And like, I remember going through the aquarium, which was kind of like
Like Serpentine Labyrinth.
funneled in a way where the human body was kind of generally guided from the way
Sure.
in to the way out. And even if you can't speak the language, the design of the building is meant to funnel you
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a particular way.
Mm.
And I remember kind of like getting to what I thought was the end, and coming up against like a just no way out. I'm thinking like, where do I go? Where do I go? And I remember there was a lady kind of like standing there, like a kind of member of staff.
Oh, yes.
And she was like, oh no, or non, whatever she was saying, like, oh oui, no.
Maybe not. Very confusing.
Could she speak French?
And I think she may have been a spy, but she was like, oh, le singe sous les branches.
Get out of here, you wretched little shit.
Où est l'oiseau?
J'adore la bibliothèque.
Oh oui, j'aime ananas. And,
petit déjeuner.
And I thought she was saying like, no, you can't come this way. And I couldn't see a door anyway, so I remember like turning around and going
Diving
back.
into the shark tank. It's the only way.
Going head first.
I remember like going back and then not finding a way out, so coming back, and I tried like 3 times, and I
kept ending up there.
Yeah, kept ending up by this woman, and I was like, and I was getting upset, and I was like, I can't find my way out, like and bonjour, that's all I could think to say. And she was like, I think she took pity on me, and she kind of nodded and opened this what looked like a fire escape. And I remember going through the door, and the entire class was there.
Oh,
and I was like. And everyone's
it
like,
was that easy.
It sounds like a hilarious prank.
And everyone's like super chilled and like, hey, where you been? I was like,
I nearly died.
I died in like I almost died in a French aquarium.
What a way to go.
What a way to go, though.
Yeah.
He died doing what he loved.
I remember I used to work at Woolworths Cafe, and this is
this hasn't come up before.
Has it? I'm a bit worried.
You've mentioned the cafe. Oh my god, we're doubting ourselves now. You've mentioned the cafe, but
I feel like I've sown the seeds of doubt.
Yeah, you really
might be about
really
to say something different now. So.
I really hope so. This is an instance where we did everything we could to signpost something, and it still went wrong. So the power went out in the cafe. We had no power at all. I think it may have been because I used to ride on the fridge doors. And one time, one of the fridges came away from the wall, nearly fell on me, but then fell back and smashed against the wall and destroyed the power point that it was plugged into. And there was this like spark, and then all the power went out. So that was my fault. I never told anyone I did that. Anyway, I just did now though. Hey!
It's on record now.
So the power goes out, so we have to close the cafe, but we're all still employed for a full day's work, so we're just cleaning. So we put signs up outside the cafe, which is at the back of the store, just saying, cafe closed due to power outage. And then my friend Chris put loads of sellotape in like a sort of complex spider web across the gap because we didn't have a door. There was these 2 little temporary walls that sort of ended in a sort of archway kind of. So there was no way to block it. So we put loads of tape across it to create this sort of like web, like a spider web of tape, like genuine sellotape. And then me and Chris piled chairs up on the other side of the tape because we knew how stupid the customers were. And we knew they'd just wander in, despite all the lights being off, no one being there, and a sign saying the power's out. Anyway, it put people off, for the most part. But this old lady arrives, comes up to the spider web of sellotape, makes eye contact with us behind the counter, and we're just shaking our heads like, no, but she's a bit too far away for us to go, it's closed. And then she starts to climb through the web. Like this. And me and Chris just stood at the till, just watching this spectacle unfold. It took her about maybe 4 minutes to get through the web. And she still had bits of sellotape stuck to her. And then there were the chairs, so she had to clamber through there. She was a very frail old lady, clambers through the chair, clatter, bang, a few fall over like this. Then she very slowly, at the speed of mould, makes her way to the till and goes, cappuccino, please. And we're like, no, we're closed.
What do you think you just went through?
You went through the equivalent of Takeshi's Castle to get in here.
Oh, God.
And the lights are all off. And there was a sign. What the hell? It was remarkable.
I'm not sure if this even relates. I just want to tell the story now. Holton, our good friend.
Yes.
No, I don't know anyone called Holton.
Me and him have made up to a certain extent in that we got drunk last Friday.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's fine now. Yeah.
Everything's under control now. For a couple of months.
Back in the
kind
of halcyon days of 2005, we worked at the a leading miscellaneous hardware store chain, The Range. We worked at The Range.
Not sponsor.
It's like a poor man's home base, and over the course of that summer, we learnt many things. There were ups and downs and whatnot. But towards the last weekend of our time there, this new item came in because they had a garden section, and this new item came in, which was like a wood burner.
Ooh.
And it was like a
Nice. So I know which story.
Yeah, it was it looked like a kind of weird.
Oh, was it like a chimney sort of?
Oh, nice word.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Like a kind of
I read
like
myself.
metal ball with a hatch on the front and then like a chute coming up the top.
Yeah, that's like a
And
chimney.
little legs, yeah.
So it's like a furnace, but smoke comes out.
Yeah, and it was like a hot new item. Like everybody wanted that
Sure.
thing. And they were just selling like hotcakes. Like they'd only just come in and people were like, I want that thing. And it was just like they were flying off the shelves. And one of our assistant managers was like, John, Rich, assemble one. Like put one up. Like kind of like
Oh, no.
make one.
See where this is going.
And so, the brain trust, we got together and we started kind of trying
If anyone can do it,
trying
you
to
can't.
assemble this thing. And bear in mind, it only had like 4 parts. It had like the body,
Legs.
3 legs.
And a door.
And we tried for a good couple of hours, and then we realised it just simply did not fit together at all. Like, it was just the worst possibly, like, just the most inferior product you could possibly imagine.
Oh no.
There's no real exit to this anecdote. I was just like, we realised very quickly that there were going to be a shit ton of returns, like, the next day,
God.
and we were very glad that we were leaving, like, the following day. It didn't matter. Actually, yeah, no.
That's crazy. That's really bad. Anyway.
Well, I think I pulled that back.
Yeah, we got some,
Having cocked
we
up
got
my
some kind
opening.
of...
It definitely seems like I hadn't told that Woolworth story before, which I really
No, I
thought
don't think you had, actually. No,
so-
you'd mentioned Woolworths. but
Please, listener, remind us if we've mentioned something before when you listen to this.
Oh, I'm sure
podcast.
it'll come up as one of their hates. Oh, I
I
hate
hate it
when
when
those guys
people.
repeat stories.
Wow, fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh,
geez.
I'm sorry.
not. It's fine. We're not PG-13. We're
No,
beyond
I've
that.
just told the listener to fuck off.
Oh,
That's more what I'm worried about.
I'd like to feel they're kind of trapped now.
They're here for that.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
what that's part of the appeal.
That's all right then.
I've got a hate.
Go for it.
Go on.
I hate manly brand names.
Okay.
But at the same time,
Thud or oof.
no, at the same time, I also kind of love them. Like this could have gone either way. This could have been a hate or a love. I recently got a tattoo,
Oh.
and I,
Cheeky.
as part of the
If your
aftercare.
parents aren't listening.
Well, indeed. As part of the aftercare, I had to get like a kind of moisturiser to put on my tattoo. And the lady who did my tattoo, she recommended one particular brand. So I went to the supermarket to try and get it. And I spent a good amount of time like browsing that aisle, trying to find the cream in particular.
specific one.
Yeah, because I just couldn't find it. Like,
Oh,
and eventually it was there. I just kind of walked past it like 3 times. But I noticed that in this aisle of kind of like skincare creams, which is very much kind of, for better or ill, just saying, had very much been marketed at women.
Sure.
That was just like how the aisle was kind of set up. There was a very small but pronounced section for men.
No.
And it was very much like...
Manslaughter.
And I was just thinking about like kind of like... You could,
Pastes
you
for
can-
boys.
you could see like the circles the marketing executives had tied themselves in, like the knots
Fuck's sake.
they'd kind of woven, simply trying to get this product marketed. And I kind of like both loved and hated it at the same time. I also kind of begrudgingly admire just the nonsense they've wheeled out. So it's like
Boy cement.
that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like new.
See, I'm imagining things like firm
Yeah.
and hard.
Thick.
front. Front. Yeah, it's like new front, and it's like
New
Smear it on
yeah, THR
with a
just
spade.
slap it on.
Uberweiss.
Uberweiss
Comes with applicator spade.
I think
Can you handle just one?
And I think that's my thing. And maybe like this ties into like greater just like gendered marketing, but at the same time, it's like if for whatever reason you need like a cream or something,
Gel.
like you should just be able to buy it. You
Also doubles up as grout.
you know what I mean? It's like grit. It's like
Great for your wounds.
flank.
Do you need a stylish hairstyle and lime scale remover?
That's my
Get
thing.
the new Schwarzkopf.
That's the thing. You can't
Moisturiser
even.
and bleach.
You can't even buy like.
Do not apply to skin.
But even like tissues. Didn't like Kleenex bring out like the
Yeah.
man-sized box?
They,
or
they
the-
still exist, man-sized tissues.
It's just a ream of A4 sheets.
Thing is, I don't. I worry. Like, I sort of know.
Yeah.
But I worry what man-size means.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think we all know.
I think we all know what it means, but I worry that that's what they brought them out for.
Willy.
But you've got to think like what's going on in their head where they're like, men notoriously have larger nostrils, or like, you know,
Mine are pretty big.
you know,
Hairier nostrils.
Men
Yeah.
hate it when a handkerchief only covers half their hand, you know, or
Slash face.
you know, it's like, what was the market research that led to that?
Yeah, men love our tissues, but they're just worried they're not big enough for their massive gorilla hands.
I think that's the thing. It's like, I would like to think that humanity, well, although we just established earlier in the conversation that people
Or idiots.
are idiots,
Oh,
yeah.
big time.
But it's like, as a person, I'd like to feel I'm smart enough to not feel that I have to buy,
I know.
like, I'm going to buy, I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, what do I need? I need, like, eye drops, because my eyes are dry.
Oh.
But it's like, the manly version of that would be like, you know, eye lube, or like ocular lube, you know, like,
Ocular lube.
Anti-tear resin.
yeah,
Oculube.
yeah, visual grease,
Yeah.
bang. No.
Thing is, the way you're mock marketing this reminds me of. Do you remember the Cube with Philip
Cube.
Schofield?
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's only stacking up newspapers, Steve, but it's stacking up newspapers in the Cube.
Can we give a bit of context to anyone who isn't familiar
The
with the work
Cube.
of Philip Schofield?
It's a fucking weird show.
It was weird.
It was a giant perspex box where people would go in and complete mundane tasks.
Sort of like hand-to-eye coordination challenge.
Yeah, they'd have to chuck a ball into a bin or something.
Or like balance along a tightrope.
But because it was in the Cube, it would become about 10 times harder.
But what was the challenge? Like, had they replaced most of the air with nitrogen or something? Or
No,
in
it
the-
was
in
it
the
was
cube?
chucking a ball in a bin sometimes.
Right.
It was that simple.
It was
But
one
it was
of
in the
those things-
Cube.
It's one of those things where you can usually do it if a million people aren't watching you.
So
in
could
a
you
perspex
type,
cube.
Pressure is the pressure of being in a perspex cube.
So
Apparently destroys your confidence.
so could you tie that back into the manliness? It's like, it's only applying eye drops, but can you do it?
But
in the cube?
are you a man? Are you man enough to apply eye drops without blinking or crying or
Apply
fainting?
them. Apply the drops with a super soaker straight to
Yeah.
your eye.
So I
Upload
guess,
the results to YouTube.
so
The best results wins another gallon of it.
I guess, like, just to bring the concept home,
Bring it home.
It's not like, because there are bigger issues of like gendered marketing. That's not what I'm hinting at. It's simply the idea that an executive thinks, I'm so insecure
Yeah.
that I need like the manliest.
I think some people are, though.
Yeah,
That's
oh
the
yeah, that's
problem.
what, yeah. You're not probably, but,
I don't know.
A lot of people are.
Yeah. So I can't buy Dove.
But it's like,
It's got
yeah,
a Dove on
Oh,
it.
a Dove's good though.
Dove is good.
yeah. Oh,
Dove's the best. It smells
silky glove,
terrific.
yeah.
Dove.
But it's like we bought. I remember like. Well, I'm trying to think of a thing. It's like I think we use Lucy and I just use the same like shower gel. or whatever.
I know.
Yeah, well, it is something I shouldn't say. I steal Liz's shower gel in the mornings. I just grab whatever I can because my eyes are full of shampoo.
Every morning. I still haven't
It's just
learned.
like grab
And it's
whatever.
toothpaste
Yeah.
half the time.
You're like, ah,
Oh, it's so minty fresh.
oh, where's my visual grease? Like my eyes are so.
You should
my
voice
use
on
his
that.
last
Where's
night's
my-
can of Foster's or something.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Like,
I agree.
just buy what you need to buy.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's my hate.
No,
Okay.
no, that's fine.
I hate greetings cards.
Oh no.
I just hate them. There's just no point. Let's just be done with it. It's just be done with it. I don't need. We don't like. Who the fuck cares? I only open a greetings card to see if there's money in it.
You're like possibly.
Thank you for my birthday card, by the way.
That's all right. Ali got that.
You are. You're possibly the first person I've heard in a while who's actually referred to them as greetings cards.
What
would you
do you
call
mean?
them?
I say like, I need a birthday card. I need a Christmas card.
Well, yeah, but I wanted a general term
That's what you
because
say.
I hate all of them. I hate birthday cards. I
Oh,
hate
brother.
Christmas cards. Like, what the fuck? What's the point of a birthday card? I guess it's like, oh, I thought of you, but we've got Facebook now, haven't we? So,
Yeah.
and also, if you want to think of me, like, don't buy an overpriced, really shit messaged bit of cardboard that's just killed a tree for no reason at all. Like, send me a text. That will mean far more than something that just says, "Dear Nick, happy birthday, love, Frank." Like, what?
I guess the logic would be.
It's so you can display the card so you look really popular when people come to your house.
I think that is partly it, and it certainly is with Christmas cards because people have the Christmas card list. And then, you
Yeah.
have those like washing lines in your house and you put loads of Christmas cards on them.
I feel like cards will
Die.
certainly die out in the next 30 years.
Our generation has not embraced them like the previous
You'll
generation.
send people like e-cards
Yeah.
or a
But my
thumbs
mum,
up.
my
or...
mum pastes them
fucking
all on
text
the interior doors of her house. And
Yeah,
just doors
no.
of... Oh my good God, you can't see doors for cards.
No, I will say something my family does as well. We get a load of blue tack,
Yeah.
and every Christmas card gets kind of pinned up by a corner with blue tack, and every surface,
Yeah.
like every door, every
But
staircase.
it's not a genuine representation of how many friends you have. Because there will be so many friends on
It
that
certainly
list.
feels that way.
It feels that way.
Yeah.
But you're living a lie.
Yeah, no, I feel like that
because
is
like
very
90%
accurate.
of them are people you only get a Christmas card from.
The fact of the matter is
There we go.
that
Oh, here we go.
in my current state of mind, would not spend the money on a stamp for most people. And I include
Yeah.
you two in that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
no,
right. Yeah,
fair,
no.
because I wouldn't do it for you.
Well, John, when I back John's Kickstarter campaigns, I get
Hello.
charged postage.
Yeah. And yet usually
I
he
always
hands
have them hand delivered.
Yeah.
Usually at the pub.
Yeah, it's funny.
He doesn't
isn't
even
it?
come to my house.
It's funny, isn't it? It's like
Here we go. Here we go.
It's like every time I run a Kickstarter, I forget to create one specific tier for
Just
you,
for Chris Ray.
Chris Ray. Yeah,
You could create.
I could
Chris
just
Ray
give
too.
you the 15 quid.
I wouldn't say no to that.
All right,
yeah,
well,
you
that noted.
we'll bear that in mind in the future. I guess like, yeah, I really like Christmas comes around. I feel like the pressure of having to get a card for everyone on this extended list is a pain in the ass. Like it is, and I tend to bunch them. Like if I've got like a family member, we've got like several cousins. I'm thinking like I'm getting one card and
Put all their names in
it's
it.
going to encompass like the aunt, the uncle, all
Yeah,
the cousins.
fair. If you've got to get a card, like let's hit as many people with it
because
as
they
we
are
can.
surprisingly expensive.
Yeah,
Like,
no, they are.
It adds up. Yeah.
Write a card and send it to someone who goes, could you repost this?
yeah,
Two.
it's like a chain
Just
of
cross
addresses.
it out like that.
Add a name, send it on.
I don't know, send it on Spread the Love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be actually quite good.
Yeah,
We could patent that.
that's maybe the way to do it.
It's a thing. Like I still do it. I know like when Christmas comes around, I make a point of going through the list of who I want to get cards for, and I
Really?
go and I get all the cards, and
Fuck.
I try to write something unique in every card. But
Well, that's something.
I freely admit I don't entirely know why I do it.
Yeah.
It just kind of
I don't do that. And if I'm buying someone a present, I will almost definitely not get them a card because I'm like, the gesture of the present and the fact that I'm giving it to them, probably going to be present for that giving of the present,
yeah.
is surely a far greater sentiment than a bit of paper that's folded in half.
Yeah.
If I'm not getting them a present, and I may not be around for their actual birthday, but I want to give them, I might get them a card, but I do it very reluctantly.
Yeah.
Very reluctant. Like, hear me out.
It's so odd in it because like it's a very nice gesture. I feel like it can look lovely if like you have tons of cards. I mean, like gesture of love, you feel kind of appreciated. But it always kind of bugs me when the party, the birthday, the Christmas, whatever is over.
You've now got a shit ton of
They
cards.
go straight in recycling.
Yeah.
Like a kind of
Wow.
And it's like, we usually have this grace period where it's like, well, I've got to keep them around for like maybe 2.5 weeks.
More or less.
'Cause
That's
if
the average.
If I throw it away earlier than that, I'm being ungrateful.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if I throw it away later, they've just cluttered up my house for a stupid amount of time. So you literally do it on the nail of when it's acceptable to do it, which means you may as well throw them away the next day because you don't want them. You're just keeping them for some bizarre reason. Now I get it. Back in the days when we had post, and that was the only way that someone could communicate their feelings to you. If you received on your birthday, if you received a stack of cards, it'd be like, oh great, all these people I like remember that I exist. But I get text messages and Facebook messages and whatever when it's my birthday. And not only that, Facebook reminds people that it's my birthday, so they don't even have to remember. It's a way better system.
I want to say that like 10 years ago, there was a bit of a trend for
email cards.
Yeah, I don't feel like they've ever really
Do you ever
taken
do you
off.
remember, I used to, like I know like my family was quite fond of this one where you get like these little animations.
I was gonna. Are you thinking of the elves?
No, these were
People
like
dance
dogs.
around.
That's the jib jab.
You
ones,
you
isn't it?
upload your
The
face,
face, yeah.
What?
and people. You looks like you're dancing around like an elf.
Oh, I'd no.
No,
That'd be
no,
horrible. No,
no.
I'd hate to.
That's
receive
what
one
I
of
think
those.
of when I think of e-cards.
No, this was like a little. These were like little animated adventures of like a dog. It's like a Labrador.
Oh,
So like the Labrador would run out through
It's
the
like
snow.
a cartoon Labrador.
Yeah, like very kind of stylistically animated. He'd
they
run
would
out
chuck
into
the
the snow.
Labrador into the monitor.
Run out into the snow, there'd be some like MIDI music playing, like pick up a branch, come running back, and then like sit under the tree, and it would go like, and then Happy Christmas, and like these words would kind of descend.
I see.
They're relatively nice. I guess nowadays you just sound like a GIF, of like I don't know. Chris
I
Hemsworth
agree.
kind
I
of
agree with the
winking
principle.
or
And I think cards will ultimately die out in the next 20 odd years.
Yeah.
Because of Facebook and what have you.
I'd be very interested to know how the kind of greetings card industry is going, because I always figured like if you could somehow get in on that, I think you've got a sweet deal.
Yeah. Also, we've got a new greetings cards shop in Cheltenham.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
we
it's
have,
called
yes. A right card.
A right card, but
Oh.
right is spelled WRITE.
I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Well, I bought
A
Ali's
right
birthday
card.
card from there. It was a unicorn throwing up a rainbow.
She loves that card.
I thought it was very funny when I
Where
bought it.
is this place? I feel like
It's by Greg's.
Yeah, it's on on that road.
oh yes, I've been.
But what does that mean? A right card.
It's like, oh, he's a right card. That's a turn of phrase.
Oh!
There you go. The penny's
I-
dropped. Penny in the air.
I thought you were being facetious. Wow.
I really didn't get it.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, he's a right
I
card.
also don't think it's a very good joke, though.
No, it's not a great pun.
there
Because changing it to WRITE doesn't add or remove anything from that joke.
no. There is a pub.
But who is a
in
right card? As well?
Cheltenham.
Sorry, go on.
There's a pub in Cheltenham called the Frog and Fiddle.
There is.
Oh, yes. I've been
Maybe-
going there for about 12 years.
Maybe you're familiar with it. On the side of the pub is a sign that says, "Where good hops make strong beer."
Mm.
That's a fact. That's just written on the side of a pub.
Mm.
Okay.
Now, as you say, we've been going there for about 10 years or so. I never, until 2 weekends ago, got the pun.
Frog's Hop.
Yeah, Frog's Hop.
What's the line again?
Where good hops make strong beer. I've read that for a decade or longer.
Very subtle.
It's kind of
It's not that subtle.
It's really subtle.
I was like, well,
Frogs-
in my defence.
Frog's Hop.
yeah,
What?
yeah, but like hops.
But hops is also
yeah,
what
hops
you make
in
beer
beer.
from.
That's just like a thing.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I bloody know.
So I'm not looking for a joke.
yeah.
when it
I was just
already
like,
makes
I was
sense.
like, that is a statement. That is correct.
Oh, all right. You weren't looking for the pun. All right.
No.
Fine. All right. I'll sort of accept it.
Give me some. Yeah, you just
Fine.
You don't have to.
cut me some
It's
slack.
Yeah, all right,
you know.
then I don't.
All right, do you have any hate mail?
Yes.
Woo!
Let me grab.
Are you bringing back?
I'm gonna because we've got one particularly long thread.
I was
Oh,
gonna
have
say-
we?
I was going to say because I've got hate mail here, but due to a glitch in the leading app in which we view it, I cannot tell you who said what.
Well, that's crap.
That's well. I'll tell you who said what,
Okay.
and you'll listen.
Brilliant.
Alexander Slack Heritage
Gasp.
may or may not be his real name.
Hello,
Is
Alex.
it his real name?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Okay, very
Good
good.
name.
I like it. Yeah, very much. Right. So
Oh, this is a
this is
tirade.
quite a long post. I watched Ready Player One yesterday. He posted this on the 33rd of March, which was probably last Friday. Then he saw it,
the 33rd of March.
31st of March, and found it rather dull.
Oh, we found it dull.
But it made me realise another hate of mine. Things that are so boring they become worse than boring. I didn't feel attached to the characters, the settings, or any of the relationships between characters in the film because it was all, full stop, so, full stop, boring. Full stop.
I think he thought it was boring.
Do you reckon?
It's hard to be sure, though.
Usually when something bores, you can just go, well, that was boring. Whatever.
You can
Time
do
to get
that.
on with things I actually like. But then you get the level of bore where it just drags you down. You end up thinking, I spent my time on this.
Oh, God.
The acting from the main cast is flat. You don't spend enough time in either the real world or the virtual world to get invested in, and there isn't a scrap of chemistry to be had between the main characters.
Gosh.
Or it sounds like you should start a blog.
Actually, Alex, I would like to just say I genuinely, I'm not being facetious here. I do actually applaud the level of review you've given it here.
Yeah?
Like I just want to say I appreciate the effort you've gone into.
Yes, thank you. There's more.
Oh, sorry. Please continue. Yeah.
All that just blends together into an anchor of absolute bore, and bore is in capitals this time.
Oh, God, I think he's bored.
That you just drag with you through the great big action scenes that were so prevalent in the trailers. And whilst those huge action scenes are cool to watch, I didn't care about the action because I didn't care about the characters. When something that would otherwise be merely boring becomes worse than boring because of the aforementioned boring, the only thing left is absolute apathy. I hope this made sense because God, that film was boring.
Okay.
It's definitely
And there's a lot of people have
theme.
commented on this,
What, agreeing?
agreeing and disagreeing.
Oh, gosh.
So, thank you.
May I?
This is quite a hot topic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. This is probably the most commented on post we've had on the Facebook.
May I
would say.
add my 2 cents?
Do it,
to
John.
the mix?
Yes, I've not watched the film, I should say, at this point.
I have to say, I read the book of Ready Player One. Kind of enjoyed it when I read it. Reassessed it in kind of later years and kind of started to turn away from it a little bit. I don't think it's an amazing book, but I think the kind of like ideas it presents, it's quite a fun. It is what it is. Like
Sure.
It's just like this is a snapshot of a hyper obsessed kind of fan culture. It's fun in its own right.
Sure.
I was kind of cynical going into the movie.
Sure.
I was a little bit like I'm expecting it to be, if I'm honest, a little bit insufferable. I figured it would be kind of up itself. I have to say, however, I actually very much liked the movie. A little bit skeptical at the beginning. Yes, I know. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, people. A little bit skeptical at the beginning. Still, there was a lot of exposition to begin with.
There was.
But I actually found that I got quite invested in the movie, and I actually felt that what changes they had made were all for the better. I actually liked it. I liked it quite a bit, actually.
I too read the book a long time ago, and I too exactly went through the exact same thing that you did, where I loved it at the time, and then the more I thought about it, and the more I heard other people's opinions about it and the points they raised about it, I was like, actually they've got a bit of a point there, and I didn't come away with my overall finished opinion of loving the book and the story. I love some of the ideas massively, and I did feel like it was a little bit up its own arse, a little bit elitist. Oh, I know things that you don't know. I get references that you don't get, that sort of thing. So I was a little bit like, okay. But I think at the core of it, there's something really, really cool there. And I think what the movie did, because I too have seen the movie, and I too very much enjoyed it.
Thanks for the invite.
You'd only have slowed us down.
I didn't want to come. Whatever.
It got down to the core of what was good about it, and it made it better. I think it was better. I think it was better than the book. The film was better than the book.
No, I would agree. I bit of that Spielberg magic,
Indeed.
shall we say?
Let's say that.
Okay.
Got anything else for us?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Now that I found out I wasn't invited to the movies.
Oh dear.
Unbelievable.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Here's a post from Liz Thatcher. What a pretty name. Who says, I hate when people... Oh, here we go. When people don't butter into the corners of the bread toasts. Now...
I don't want to wade into this. I
this
feel
sounds
it's
like
my
Who wants dry toast? Now, I have been criticised for this.
Here we go.
Liz
Oh,
Thatcher
really?
is my aforementioned girlfriend, for those of
Yes.
you who didn't already realise.
The illusion has been shattered.
I have been taught in the ways of making sure I butter all the bread. Literally up to the crust, even if it goes over the crust a bit.
Oh,
Crust a bit.
what?
But if it's going to leak over sometimes. I've also been criticised for cutting cheese the wrong way.
How is there a white...
Yeah, how
Oh,
what?
you can't grate straight off the block, and you've got to cut it what way? Horizontally rather than vertically,
Okay.
apparently.
These rules
Liz
sound
is very particular about her
specific to
dairy
Liz.
products.
Can we go back to the toast for a minute?
You love a dry bit of toast.
I love a dry bit of toast. Like, it makes me very happy. But wait, so we're talking right up to the edge.
Oh, proper.
So there is not a square centimetre of unbuttered
Correct.
bread. Liz, I've got to say, don't agree. Don't agree. You need that lip. You need
Need that
Yeah,
crust.
I'm
Yeah.
probably... I don't particularly like dry toast because it's very dry.
Very dry.
Very dry.
Are you sure, sir? It is.
It's
very dry.
But I don't like it right up to the edge because otherwise it's going to go everywhere, and I'm quite clumsy with food, generally speaking.
Where do you stand on melting butter or flora or whatever other spread you like? Do you? Because for me, I like toast. I have strong opinions on toast, and I'm like,
Here we go.
I like my toast ever so slightly brown. Like I don't like even the slightest bit of black on it. Like I want it.
Oh, I agree. Like really lightly
I don't want-
toasted.
yeah.
I
Black
love
is
it like
burnt.
very lightly toasted.
very lightly.
Thing
Toasted.
is, when I have toast, it's basically crispy bread.
yeah, like
when I have
like
toast.
no brown, like
Yeah, no
golden.
brown.
Yeah, that is
golden.
ideal. Just that slight.
and warm.
Ooh, piquant, like slight char. And then I like to, but for me, I like to take it out. I make a little toast tent.
Oh yes, you do this, don't you?
I
Oh,
leave-
so it doesn't get all moist.
And you wait for it to go cold.
Yeah, because you don't want that moist bread.
You don't want moist bread.
Moist
The
Moist
plate
bread
and the
from
plate
warm.
goes all sweaty.
Yeah, because it's like the steam coming off your toast.
a good idea,
That's
actually.
water leaving it.
Oh no, I think I quite like that.
So if you put it flat, you're going to get wangy bread.
Wangy.
That's a Delia Smith term.
Okay.
You get wangy bread.
Sounds
but
like something Delia would say.
that moisture is going to come back into it. So you make a little toast tent.
So it goes cold.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah.
this. Don't know about
And
this,
then,
John.
and then when it's cool, when it's just kind of ever so slightly warm, ever so slightly, the ghost of heat, that's when you put the butter or the flour on.
No, I think I have to disagree with that.
I like the crisp
I like,
bread.
yeah, I like
and
melted butter. I don't want the butter in its existing form.
Well,
if
probably
that makes
butter.
sense.
No, I
Yeah.
agree with
No,
that.
problem with butter is the butter. If you're spreading butter, you're never going to spread that if it's not melted. Even at room temperature, butter is very
Butter is a
resistant.
nightmare.
Oh, you've got to take butter out before you toast. So you take the
Yeah.
butter out, you put the bread in the toaster, toast it, and even then, sometimes I usually put the butter out the night before.
Things we keep up.
Or
We keep
a
up.
week
cup our
before.
butter
No,
on
I
the
We
don't
have we have a butter
That's
house.
an
What do you call
exaggeration.
it? Like a
Butter dish.
Yeah, butter dish.
butter
We've got a butter
house.
dish. Yeah, We've got a butter.
like
peninsula.
a gravy ship.
Butter bunker.
Yeah, but Flora. I actually really like Flora.
Flora's good.
If I'm honest.
I like Flora.
There are other brands out there.
Other
Not
brands are
sponsor.
available.
Yeah.
But I want spreadable from the fridge.
Yeah,
Is what I want. I don't want like the old Anchor butter. Good God, you just rip your toast in half.
There's no
trying
point.
to butter
no,
that.
it's not- no.
Screw it.
Oh,
Anchor have got a lot to answer for.
if you want to see an unhappy John, give me a hard slab of butter on a regular
On a
piece
hot,
of toast.
sweaty
yeah.
piece.
Chuck,
toast.
chuck it at his head.
Because it
That would hurt like a brick. That would.
really would. Yeah, no, you'd feel
Yeah.
it. You'd absolutely feel it.
You'd
yeah.
feel it.
And the beauty of Flora being like this kind of godless, non-Newtonian solution, it never goes hard. Actually, in Vancouver, when me and Holton lived there, those listening at home, Chris Ray is just opening a cider.
I'm trying to do it quietly, but if my
He's
bottle
doing-
opener's attached to my keys.
He's doing it very covertly.
ASMR style.
I wonder if anyone will notice. Hello, and welcome to the show called Hate ASMR.
Yeah.
And
Any more hate mail?
Yes.
I wasn't even finished on butter, but it doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Something about butter. I think we've spent quite a long time on that.
It's
It's a
worthwhile
very
subject.
controversial subject. I have one from Casey Wingate,
Casey.
Casey
who
in the
says,
house.
"I hate it when people make mountains out of molehills
Literally.
because it is improbable."
Casey,
Does it? No, that's what I'm saying. Does it annoy you lot when people moan over the tiniest things? sort of the premise of the show. And you think to yourself,
Casey,
if
no,
only you
stop it
had
now.
real problems.
Casey, back up.
Makes me think how would they survive in the real world
Check your
if
privilege.
can't even handle the little things.
Casey, you're killing me right now.
Yeah.
Like
This is what we thrive
This
upon.
is the
Casey.
last episode of the show called Hate.
yeah, we've just been firmly put in our place. I know what you mean.
We do it in a facetious way.
We do. Yeah.
To be fair.
We're taking hate back, as we say.
Yeah.
Hate goes
We're
in, love comes
reclaiming
out.
hate.
Wipe that hate.
No, I
Well,
agree.
I do agree
There are
with
people who genuinely moan about nothing.
There's certainly like a kind of I've known people in my life who there's a kind of joy in being
Admiring
unhappy.
Yeah.
Like it's like if you didn't have anything to complain about, I think you'd be lost.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
I-
my good God! Someone's just posted as we're doing it.
Oh my god, like.
I've got one before that
Breaking news.
from Kaylee Wingate,
Oh, Kelly and
who
Casey.
says, "I hate really awfully slow drivers."
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
annoying. That is very annoying. We were stuck behind one on the way back to Cheltenham the other weekend, and it was annoying because Ali had made like an estimate of the exact time we would pull into the drive, and it was like we will pull in at 9:07, and it was really looking like we would, and then we got stuck behind this person, and they ruined it.
I feel
That was the worst.
I feel like that's an extension of one of the earliest topics we talked about, which
Yeah.
was people
People being jerks.
Well, we got that, and we talked
hogging.
about
Oh my god.
Oh,
traffic
gas.
etiquette. Oh my God, a poster's just fallen off the wall.
It's a ghost. Oh no.
It's a
What's
gross.
this? Like
This
live
live
comment?
one just posted right now
Breaking
from
news.
Ned Newbury.
Ned
Ned.
Newbury, friend of the show.
Ned, big
My boy
Ned, says hates seeing adults use a scooter as a form of transport. If you're that
Oh,
way
Ned.
inclined, get a collapsible bike.
Oh Ned, this is bad because I've been looking at scooters.
This coming from
I cannot see the benefit of it. I'm watching a middle-aged man using what's fundamentally depressing sight.
Oh no, I'm gonna be one of them.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm still gonna do it.
we were talking. Lucy and I were talking about scooters the other day, and we were maintaining that while they are a novelty, I do not see how they are more efficient than just walking.
I think they're just fun.
Yeah.
I'm into it for fun. I think they're less efficient than walking, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
I think you'll... Oh, no. I think you'll get one...
Very
hench-
unprofessional, John.
Posters are just slowly falling off the wall here in the studio.
I think you'll get one hench leg if you use the scooter routinely every day.
I've got
Is
that
that when
first
Homer
album.
Simpson... Is it when Homer Simpson had one dumbbell and he just did it on one arm?
There is a man who I do not know because I've never spoken to him, and he lives relatively locally.
I know the man.
Yeah,
You're going to say.
he has not just a hoverboard, as in not just one of those kind of gyroscopic 2-foot
Electric wheel.
sideways skateboard kind of thing. He has a mono wheel.
Yeah, it's
Like-
like a unicycle.
Oh, yeah, I have seen
Yeah,
that guy, yeah.
one black wheel, 2 footplates on either side,
And he glides around.
like a
But he
stately
looks like
ghost.
something out of the Matrix. Like he wears like a long black trench coat
Yeah, I know.
and he has a ponytail.
I know exactly who you mean.
And he just, you'll see him. You'll see him from the waist up behind like a waist high wall. Just like, gliding along. You're like, what is that man? I'm like, is everyone else seeing him?
He's beautiful.
It was like on your stag / Ali's hen / your hag do, if you will. You did Segway racing.
Segway
Nice.
challenges. Yeah.
First time I've ever been on a Segway. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Lot of
really,
fun,
really
yeah.
fun actually. And far more easy to drive than I actually thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
After a little bit. Of
These
practice.
segways with handles.
Yes.
They were like
I prefer
off-road
those.
ones.
Have you done one?
No, but I prefer the look of them.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think the hands-free, if you will, segways, hoverboards,
Yeah.
look shit.
Look like a bit of a
I think the
Berg.
problem is, didn't they ban the bigger Segways?
Did they? I didn't
And
know.
the hoverboards from sidewalks.
Are they?
I should have said
banned?
pavements. I'm so sorry.
Sidewalks, he said.
I bet.
For our
Are they
American
banned, are they?
listeners.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have them on pavements because you go too fast, you'll smash into people.
I
suppose
what?
technically it's like a bike.
So what? You're allowed to ride it on, say, a road?
I don't know where you're allowed to ride it because I wouldn't ride it on a road.
No.
Could you go in the bicycle lane?
Maybe, I guess. But are you going fast enough?
Yeah.
What if a bike comes up behind you?
Maybe.
But then, who knows?
I've never had to go on one of them.
I've never thought about it that
I
much.
kind of want to go on one of them.
I gotta say, I feel like if I was on a hoverboard, I would almost immediately, I'd fall over just looking at it.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
feels.
But there are videos of people on these hoverboards on top of like skyscrapers.
Oh,
Have you
God,
seen
those?
those?
Are horrible.
No,
videos.
I
They
do
could
not
be a
want
hate
to.
for a future
My palms
episode.
just get sweaty watching those.
I
Oh,
hate
I'm
those
glad it's
videos.
not just me.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Like, it's the only thing that'll make my palms sweat is seeing
Yeah.
people standing on the side of the building.
But there are people. Well, anyway, we won't get into all that.
Palms are sweaty.
People die doing that.
Mum's
Is what I was going to
spaghetti.
say. Anyway, let's do our loves.
Love time.
Well, I guess
Same order.
Oh yes, I'll do one.
Make sure it's not one you've done before.
I can't guarantee that. To be totally honest, no, I can. I'm going to say what I saw earlier today. Beer gardens.
Beer
Oh.
garden.
Boom. Today has been a relatively nice day here in Cheltenham.
It has.
I mowed the lawn.
And I said, yeah, there you
The
go.
sun was out.
And I
Sun.
suggested, why don't we go to the beer garden?
Yeah,
And I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you
Although we did go inside.
we did go inside. Yeah.
It got very
But I can't wait for proper sunshine.
We might be on
lovely
the cusp of it.
evenings.
We might
I think
be.
we are on the cusp of it. I love beer gardens in the summer.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for all that to kick off again.
Well, we had a very pleasant Sunday a couple of weeks ago.
We did
didn't
actually,
Yeah,
yes. And
went to
we had a
beer
roast
garden.
dinner and we went to the beer garden.
Yeah.
Same beer garden.
Had to keep your
Nice.
jacket on.
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
still a little peaky.
But it was very sunny. It was
We're
very-
not quite in summer yet, so.
No.
Oh, there it
Oh,
goes.
there it goes. There it
Grief,
goes.
like that poster really.
It's been given, hasn't it?
All four corners went during the course
Yeah,
of this
slowly.
podcast.
Yeah, no. Thought we had a
There you
ghost
go.
in here or something.
Whether we discuss that or not, I'm not sure there's much to discuss. But, you know, beer
Wow,
gardens.
yeah, no, you
if
really,
you don't like beer gardens,
I
then
think you'd have to be a
that's fine.
industrial strength monster to not like a beer
I think you'd have to have a heart of stone.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think if I've got anything to add. I feel that's quite uncontroversial.
No, it is.
I can't really add anything.
That's what loves are, though. They're not that
They do
controversial.
tend to be.
If my love is controversial, then,
I
you know, is it a love
I
at
love
all, really?
slavery.
Yeah, exactly.
oh no. Oh my.
You know I love? Adolf Hitler.
Hey!
I guess I could bring a love.
Do
to the
it.
table.
Go on then, John.
I love a crime-fighting dog sidekick.
Specific one?
No, I'm
The
just saying.
general
I'm just
concept
generally
of
the
it.
concept.
Well, I'm nodding at you in a wink, wink, nudge,
Yeah.
nudge kind
Well,
of
no,
way.
no, because I know you and I have plans. But for a thing, one day.
Hashtag teasers. Hashtag spoilers.
Hashtag spoilers. Hashtag future projects. But
Future projects.
I don't mean a dog that solves crime as the protagonist of his series,
Okay.
including both talking dogs, dogs that dress like humans, and dogs that remain silent but somehow solve a crime. I mean specifically, there is a detective or a private eye or a someone just trying to do a bit of good in the world, and they have a dog as their sidekick who helps them solve crimes.
Okay.
That's what I love.
That's okay.
I'm trying to think of a point of reference.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it.
Oh, like every movie ever?
Stephen the crime dog.
Like which movie? There's like K9 in Doctor Who, but he's a robot.
Yeah, it's a robot. There is.
Oh, isn't there there's that cop dog?
There's Cop Dog. Yeah, there's Turner and Hooch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, true, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Scrubs reference.
Good example.
But ironically, I don't like that movie. So
How ironic.
yeah, someone at uni showed it to us. It was like the first year of uni, and he said, "Oh man, I want you to know me. Like I feel like
That sounds creepy.
we all need to get to know each other. It's like this is me.
I want you to climb inside
Watch
me.
this video and you will understand me." And he put on Turner and Hooch, and we all just were like utterly baffled.
It's like, I hate
You,
you now.
you need to move out.
Yeah. It's very young Tom Hanks and a very slobbery
Floppy,
kind of
skin foldy.
flappy Terry Folds kind of dog called Hooch.
I don't trust it.
It's weird. I feel like it was very easy to make a movie.
Back in that era, there were a lot of like animal hero films.
Yeah,
Don't work with children or animals.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
there is. You can look it up on YouTube, and I would recommend you do. There is a German TV show about a dog that solves crimes, and it's called Kommissar Rex. It's amazing.
What?
Yeah, it's like the opening credits are a thing of beauty. It's like if you can imagine, it's like very 90s, like lots of half-focus shots of people turning to look at the camera, and then their name appears below them.
I love it.
And it's about a dog that solves crimes.
Ali's got a DVD of a shockingly rubbish film called Sherlock Bones, and it's a Scottish crime solving detective dog called Sherlock Bones. Don't know why Scottish. And
Does he talk?
He talks, but only one child can hear him talk.
Oh.
But it turns out that it's not just that the child is the only one who can understand it. It turns out that the dog chooses only to talk to him.
What?
Because right at the end, he
weird.
talks to someone else, and they hear him. And that's the big joke at the end. It's like, oh, I could talk along. But here's the big thing, though. If he had been able to talk earlier on, they would have solved so many problems. Because for some reason, earlier in the film, he's like, well, I can't possibly tell him. You'll have to tell him.
Can I just presume that there is a scene in which everyone thinks the boy is crazy because he's like talking to the dog.
Yeah. And also, there's one bit where the dog is on top of a coach, and a coach is driving down what looks like a little village like road, and there's like bunting hanging because there's like a fate on, and the bunting's heading straight for the dog who's on the top of the coach, and he literally goes fuck, and then it cuts as if he's about to go fuck, and it's a kids movie. And they literally cut away from him swearing in a thick Scottish accent. It's really weird.
What is the logic? Like, are they saying like that dog has lived with the curse of human intelligence and the brain for long enough where he understands?
I honestly can't remember
human
what
curse words.
the explanation for why he is able to talk. I can't remember what it is. I don't know if I care.
I can't even pass that in my head. Where do we stand on the dog, on the wacky 1980s kind of dog protagonist scale? Are we talking like what do you feel is good? Like, are we talking a completely silent dog?
Silent dog is better, I think.
Silent dog. Are we talking like a dog with human thoughts which are never heard? You know what I mean? Like the dog can't speak, but you'll kind of peer inside the dog's mind. And
I feel like most of these stories with a dog protagonist, even if the dog doesn't talk, it's clearly able to think on a much higher level than the average dog actually can. So I'm still on board with that kind of dog.
Could Snoopy solve crimes?
if he cared.
Did he solve crimes?
I'm not sure he did.
I think Snoopy could have done, but was very privileged and chose not to help.
And only spoke to Matthew.
Well, there's a sketch. They're thinking of something. Another dog.
Oh no, that's City.
Matthew.
Matthew Corbett. There's a sketch on Mitchell and Webb. That Mitchell and Webb look, where they discuss the Scooby Doo. Have you seen that one? Where they discuss Scooby Doo and they invited Shaggy to a party. And they go, "Oh, we can't invite Shaggy to a party again. He'll bring his fucking dog." And he goes, and he spent so long trying to teach that dog to talk, and it's just not working. but he might bring his cousin, who actually speaks very well,
Like fluent English.
And obviously they're talking about Scrappy.
Yeah.
I don't know where I stand on in between those two. Like Muttley and Scooby Doo can say certain things. Muttley did a funny laugh. He definitely understood what was happening.
But that's another point on the scale. I hadn't even considered that. A dog which talks, but in a dog-like voice, where they're like, "Why love you?"
If I do an impression of our dog,
Ruh-roh.
the dog I referenced earlier that I acquired in a game of chance, the fastest ever built, I do a Scooby Doo voice.
Do you suspect that your dog feels you're patronising her?
Yes.
Is your dog aware that you are condescending?
It looks at me like I am. She looks at me like I am. What? I think she's more intelligent than she lets on. Sometimes I think dogs are more intelligent than they let on.
Have you ever come home and found your computer open and, like a browsing history, which wasn't...
She just goes, I don't know how that got there.
Pause up. Don't know.
Just standing in the corner like chewing a bone. She's like, woof.
Oink.
Everything's fine. So yeah, I love the conceit of I'm gonna solve crimes with my dog partner.
Well, following the animal theme.
Oh, goodness gracious me!
My love is Kermit the Frog's Crumple face. You know when you're watching Kermit the Frog, and then sometimes,
I know exactly.
Like his face just crumples in on itself. It's amazing. It never ceases to bring me happiness. It's like suddenly he's no longer a little creature. But the hand inside his head,
it's clearly a hand.
It just suddenly becomes incredibly apparent, and his face like melts in on itself. And I tested this. If you Google Kermit's Crumple face, you actually get pictures of it. So although I feel like I coined the term Crumple face,
it's out there.
It's out there. You can absorb that. So if you're looking for a laugh on a rainy Friday, which hopefully won't be tomorrow, then Google Kermit's Crumple face.
What I love about Kermit's Crumple face. Is that
when other people say it,
you can instantly, given that it is a man's hand in a
frog
sock,
beak,
essentially, just closing the hand, you get the emotion that it's trying to convey. That's the thing I found absolutely amazing.
Poor old Kermit. I'll get on board with that.
Yeah,
I've got to say it's very hard to actually add anything to that.
I know. It feels... I realised that when I was saying it. I was just like, it just brings me so much joy that I had to share it.
Well, wow, yeah, I feel like it's almost too perfect. Should we go for some loves?
I've got some loves. One here from Liz Thatcher. It's a very pretty name. She says, "I love being the first in the shower. Before the bathroom gets all soggy. Brackets. I was going to say steamy and damp, but knew you would take the mick out of me. And yes, we would have.
Let's still do it anyway. Steamy and damp. Liz,
steamy and damp.
Steamy,
lads.
Steamy because of sex.
Steamy and what? Steamy and damp.
They were my favourite crime fighting duo, Steamy and Damp.
Steamy and Damp.
Steamy and
Steve,
Damp.
Steamy and Donny Damp.
Crime busters of the sea.
Any more loves?
I have one. Go on.
Is this from Gibbo?
No. Have we got one from Gibbo?
This is the thing.
The Gibbon.
Gibbo, if you're listening, I'd like to apologise. I feel our app has failed us this week because I swear there was a love from Gibbo.
Well, I'll find one. I'll try and find it. I'll read this one to you first because you're going to love this, you two.
Okay. It better be good. Yeah.
It says, "Love Extraversal 13.
Whoa! Who said that?
This is Ned Newbury.
Oh, Ned.
Oh, Ned.
It is an absolute triumph of storytelling and will undoubtedly make Infinity War look like amateur hour.
Yes.
So you two bask in that for a moment, and I'll
Did he say that?
Try
as well?
and find one from Gibbo. Yeah.
Oh, Ned.
You two bask in that.
Ned, you sweet talking troubadour, marching down the road with your honeyed words.
Climb onto my back. Let me carry you wherever you will go.
And as a piece of shameless promotion, if you're listening to this and enjoying the ASMR-y kind of tang of my work, are those my notes?
Rustle.
Oh my. Oh, let me just bend over and pick up my notes. Oh.
Is that ASMR?
That's ASMR. Oh, enjoying that,
no.
are you?
I gambled and lost. Oh.
Say, mighty shart this week on a show called Hey. But
No, I can't find it.
Oh, Gibbo, we're so
So
sorry. I
if
swear
you have done it,
existed,
I'm
yeah.
terribly sorry, but I can't find
We
it.
will rectify that on the next episode. Have we exhausted the loves?
I think so.
Are there no more loves?
That's too loud. Well, we think we have more, but we can't find
Yeah,
them.
no.
Oh, sorry, guys.
All I was going to say is that
If only someone had done the prep.
I know it's like I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, yeah. I had the app queued up and ready. I don't know what else to say.
Hootsuite has let you down.
What were you going to say, John?
All I was going to say is, if you like Neg's Love and would like to check it out yourself, why not head over to www.bigpunchstudios.com.
Shameless.
Download yourself 13 exceptionally high quality issues of Extraversal, all, well, just name your own price. Zero is a price. You can
Zero
do
is a
that,
price.
yeah. I love shameless self-promotion.
We all do.
I could have said 0.
No, not for the book.
Oh.
No.
For the issues.
God, no, we're not. It's not a charity.
We're not
Fine.
idiots.
No, I bought the book. didn't
Yeah,
I?
the book
Yeah, you
is,
did.
yeah.
I bought
But
that.
digitally, we're saying. It's
Digital
not,
downloads. We've got
yeah.
to pay what
Oh,
we
if I'd
want
known
for
that, I
this.
wouldn't have bought the book.
Oh, that's great, that is. Well,
Well, thanks.
voice of reason here. Where do we sit on the loves
yeah, of course,
versus
gotta
the
do this, haven't
hates? Which one do we feel has won?
Well, I like either of my two hates.
Yeah, I'm glad you're committing so hard to the bit here.
No, well, it is called. I like to
Yeah.
think hates is what this show is all about.
I think Hate might have
Generally
won out this
speaking.
time. Hate was pretty strong this week.
Hate did put in a good showing.
It
Hate
did.
brought us the majesty of like front
Yeah,
moisturizer.
and boy cement.
Yeah. Heft.
Chunk.
Brawn.
With a Q. Chunk.
Yes.
Smeared on with a trowel.
I
now.
invented the wheel, but with nothing but brawn and metal.
Slab.
Slap.
Don't melt it.
Crunt. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Hate wins.
Yeah, a bit of hate, yeah. Just,
Bit of grot.
Yeah.
Lads.
Lads. Just because it's a nice day outside doesn't mean you can't hate the world and everything in it.
If we'd been
That
smart,
could be our sign-off.
If we'd been smart, we would have ended the episode just there.
We could have done, but you started talking.
I don't think we're going to though. No, we could do that in post, but he's not going to.
You better
No,
not,
no,
'cause
of
this
course
is
not,
gold,
no.
right?
No,
This is Radio
this-
1.
We can't stop talking just because somebody said something good.
No,
No.
we've got to keep talking infinitely, forever.
Because what normally happens is I say, well, I guess we're ending the episode now, and we need a way to end it. Like,
Normally
we're
you
just
would
signing
say
out.
something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
but instead of that happening, we'll just talk forever until the end of time.
Just keep going because I can't even remember what I said. If I'm honest.
Well, clearly.
I can't remember what I said 2 weeks ago.